really, really revolting after this game. And I'm scared to pub if TNC win. That's what I'm going to say. I will not queue for a pub for at least a couple weeks if TNC win this game. Because I know something stupid's about to happen, John. I can feel it.
Yeah. Just think about it, right? With Translocator, Defense Matrix blinks you in a random direction. You can still refresh Defense Matrix with Rearm. It's a strong Dispel on top, so theoretically it's even better than a Blink, than a Refresh Blink, right? Because it has strong Dispel. It's a huge save for Tinker. Like, it can be equally annoying as it once was. That's the hilarious part. It can be.
I don't think I'm going to be laughing quite as much this game, John. Here we go. Rotations, young PH. Is he going to stick around? Jing? Going to kind of just force him away. Should be a 2-for-2 trade on the bounties anyway. Not too big of a deal. And it will be indeed. Start with that mid lane, of course. Here we go. The mid tinker of Yoe against young PH's mid Leshrac. How is this matchup meant to go, John?
I feel like it should still be Lesh favored, but I'm really just not entirely sure what the build is for Yoe. Do you go March here? Laser doesn't feel great against a Lesh, so you probably do go March of Machines. Just slowly farm up. It's a pretty long cooldown, to be fair. It's definitely a little bit easier for young PH. Just spam out the Lightning Storm, get some free right clicks off the Tinker. Yoe will start with the Laser. Just CS a little bit safer, and just to get some misses on young PH. But that shouldn't be enough to zone out the Lesh. Rune control is a big part of this lane, and stacking is a bigger aspect as well for Yoe. And this is something you'd want to try to build up for this Tinker to clear out with a march down the line. We'll see if they'll get the room out for that later on. So far, Yoe doing decently well enough with the laser spam. Again, just block off young PH from getting some free right clicks off. And just to get that safety build up here. But it is a slower lane overall for Tinker. Like, the tempo is there for your Lesh. Once you hit level 3, maybe level 4, there's a lot of threat that you can provide here on young PH that should shove Yoe away, or at least make him think twice about crossing the river too hard.
Young PH actually takes a fair bit of damage. Like, Yoe is doing really good with the right clicks, and he actually goes for the March of the Machines, level 2 as well, so... I mean, I can honestly say I have no idea how this mid-kink is meant to be played, you know, because I don't care. So, we'll see what Yoe does do. Level 2, March of the Machines, we'll see how he does play with it. Let's look at the side lanes, Jonathan. What about top lane? Palos and Cuckoo against Hor and Skill Lay. So far, it's a pretty nice lane for Palos. Of course, Cuckoo should also pretty much be uncontested. Like, he's playing Witch Doctor here, John. It's not exactly rocket science.
No. Very straightforward for Cuckoo. Has the Voodoo Festeration. Does not quite have level 2, so they can't quite line up for these kill shots yet. Both supports doing a great job of just blocking the camps with their bodies, though. So it is making it awkward. It is shoving into Palos. And in this lane, the CK is just so tanky that Hawk can't just double edge and win. So you have to think twice, and again, there's always the threat of when that level 2 is up, if Cuckoo can get Maldic, which he does have now, he can go for kills.
I mean, Hor's doing a lot of damage here to Palos. So, like, you can get the kill on the Witch Doctor, and they will. Cuckoo does secure first blood, but Palos almost died in the meantime. He'll get salved up here, and he'll be just fine. And Cuckoo will be very happy with the first blood bonus for himself. Already a pretty strong start here for the side of TNC.
Again, it's that level 2 spike. Just get Maledict out, Voodoo Restoration, with a nice Blood Grenade. You find that kill. They will kill off Zalrain as well, cutting off, trying to contest the pull. So good punishment across the board for TNC. A strong start. And this is the last thing we haven't really talked about, right? Like, Timbersaw, tiny, maybe a little bit slower. Again, into a Troll, the Timbersaw should feel good. It's a double melee lane into Timbersaw as well. If the trees aren't going to be there, there's no angle to play with for Zalrain, so it's a little bit trickier to get that presence out here from the tree, and that should make it a little bit tougher for Kish to just sit there and farm. And there's not much CS on our Timbersaw, to be fair, but there's always the threat of throwback here.
There absolutely is. You can't underestimate how much damage this Tiny deals now as well with that Facet, the crash landing. It's an unbelievable amount of damage with that toss back. And so far, again, TNC Predator off to a good start. It seems like every lane has practically gone their way, apart from maybe the mid lane, where you are seeing young PH slowly pull ahead in terms of the CS. I say pull ahead, he's 2 CS ahead right now. Not the biggest deal, but it is certainly the start that you do require, at least on the Lesh, to try and salvage the other lanes that have gone quite badly so far for YG. So we'll see what young PH can get done here with this farm escalation on the Leshrac, of course. It's, again, not too far ahead of Yoe, just about 2 CS. Nothing to write home about. But it's certainly something for YG.
A small little boon. I think ideally you'd want to try to bully this Tinker out before he gets defense matrix levels. That feels like your big opportunity. Let's say level 6 for young PH. While Yo is at his own 6, he does go greedy with March, so no value point in defense. They are still chasing out here, Jing.
Jing's all right for now. Still being chased down, though. It looks like he will eventually drop as just continuously chased down here by Kish. Will drop. Nice pickup here for Kish and Zorain. Of course, it was not Cox going down, though. Cox still having a decent enough time here in the bot lane on the Timbersaw. Like, he probably appreciates his tiny dying because he kind of needs the space to get some CS here on the Timber.
Yeah, it's been a very slow start in terms of CS for Cox. He's getting some rune. It's a much more rune than you're seeing here for Ha. So you have that. They are starting to group around mid. And Yua should be well aware that something is amiss. They still understand this weak point of the Tinker, though. Bullied out before anything big happens.
Yeah, he doesn't have any points in defense matrix, so it's quite easy to burst him down if you do get the initiation. But now they'll see Zorain. Jing gets a nice ward down. Zorain looking for a D ward. Might be able to get it off, and actually does not. The deny was there from Jing. And Zorain is slowly but surely going to die as Jing takes the kill. How did Jing get the kill?
I do not know. I don't think there was a blood grenade either. You get blessed sometimes. Yo is not going to be trying too hard about that. You know, he gets to live as up top. Ha.
A bit of danger here, Haw. He'll go for a run. Cuckoo's still chasing him down with the biggest range I've ever seen on Voodoo Restoration. Look at this. I mean, how is this normal, man? He's still taking damage.
I love it.
It's literally half the screen.
It didn't need to have a wider AoE for sure. Ha! No.
Look, you just chase him down, Cuckoo. Why not? Why not? Look.
Love it.
What is this, man? Doesn't make any sense.
It's beautiful. That's what it is. Ice Frog's finest creation right here, Mike. Us Witch Doctor players are feasting.
I just wish there was a better animation so you could see, like, just the Haw taking damage every time Cuckoo's within range.
Yeah. It's just it's not even any burn effect on here. You're just melting. You know, you don't even have visual cue. That's how the AoE itself. No shenanigans for the Wisdom runes at the very least.
Bit of a miss from young PH. He TP'd in to try and protect the Wisdom, but bit of a wasted time here for the Lesh. I don't think you want to give Yoe too much space either. Like, you kind of pointed out he went the greedier skill build. The thing is, if you give him the opportunity to just start popping off on the Tinker, you know, this hero, it still is feeling pretty broken in the right hands. And of course, Yoe has now hit level 6, so the shenanigans do begin. Meanwhile, young PH, he does take down Cuckoo top lane. So you do find a nice little pickup onto the +5 Witch Doctor. But again, that is your Leshrac rotating to make that happen. And that is going to be at the cost of leaving this Tinker to start to catch up.
Yeah. Yoe does have level 3 March, so the pain is there for young PH when he walks in. Just so funny to see the spell back in action, eh? The good old days, Mikey.
Yeah, people told me it wasn't good anymore, John. We'll see about that. I'll be watching very carefully here in this game 1 between these two teams. It looks like the damage was pretty ridiculous to me. So, young PH thinking about trying to go after Cuckoo. Does think better of it. So that's the back off. Meanwhile, Kish.
What's he doing here?
Not really sure, but he is going to get out. Back down towards the bottom lane. Cox is currently chasing down along with Jing. They'll try for the Tree and Protector and Zorain. She outruns them for now thanks to the Stampede. They'll turn back across with Kish now joining the fray. Cox in trouble. Young PH onto Jing, so you're going to lose your Tiny. And Cox, he's still trying to run. So Cox is going to eventually be okay.
He's going to be fine. Buying some space out, freeing up the top lane for Palos, freeing up a lot of room for Yoa to just clear out the triangle, which he is getting done, March of the Machines. You've got the farm game back for Yoa. Nice and easy here for our Tinker.
Mid lane, push is going on. MPH thinking about chasing down Jing, but the Avalanche does make it rather hard, and of course Yoa is going to rotate to ensure they cannot continue. You know what Yoa can do, John, is he can defend the mid-tier 1 tower pretty much by himself if he wants to, because he has March. Top. Chase is on here for Palos and Cuckoo. They were diving in for Hor, but Hor is going to survive. Young PH does cancel his TP off though on the Leshrac, so no kill attempt to come here from the side of YG. But Young PH still top of the net worth board right now on the Lesh, having a really good time.
Yeah. I do like what they're doing here in YG, playing off the back of this Leshrac very early on, looking for some early kills with a lot of this magical burst Young PH has. There's no protection yet on TNC. It's really early to hope for any, early Glimmer Caves or BKBs, of course, so this is the big spike for Lesh. Kish, though?
Trouble. Chase is on. Jing will be there with the Avalanche toss combination if necessary. Kish, of course, does not have any points in Battle Trance yet. Level 8, but doesn't bother skilling it up, would rather go for the fervor. So a nice pickup, a very important pickup there for Cox. So they will slow down the Troll Warlord and allow Palos to start to overtake on the CK. It's kind of the thing with CK as well, armlet into Orchid, and you're ready to go whenever. You don't really need too much else after that. Maybe a BKB.
Yeah, it's a very high-tempo hero. And like that read from Palos, we've been seeing this build be highly effective for pretty much his entire regional qualifier. Again, he's just applying pressure onto the more farm-heavy Troll, slowing down his timing into the mails from BKB, while also achieving, again, space out. They're getting some good stacks. Yoa's going to be able to clear it out later on. He is rushing the Ags here, so nothing too strange yet from her Tinker. Having the laser bounce is going to be nice. Still trying to hold on to mid, though.
Yeah, PH going to be a little bit cautious. Cask will be thrown out by Cuckoo. They'll put an end to the push that was coming in from Young PH. But eventually, the next edict, Young PH should have the tier 1 tower pretty easy. Unless TNC intend on committing all their heroes to defend this mid-tier 1, but I do not believe they will. Meanwhile, a toss back into the tier 1 tower. Young PH will take down the tower. He'll take down Jing. Yoa has rotated with the Blink Dagger up, trying to chase down the Leshrac, but the Stampede is going to allow Young PH the distance to get away. That the chase is on from Palos, but he's lost vision. Here comes Cox. Everybody after the Leshrac, and they'll get him. So much committal from TNC to punish the Lesh, but they do finally punish him for getting that tier 1 tower.
It's a pretty big kill. A decent streak on Young PH, again, highest net worth hero. So you bleed that out onto Cox. Nice little take. They managed to secure their triangle off the back of that, as it could have been potentially stolen later on. Does lead to some early item spikes finally coming in. Cox has his full Kaya up, so does have a lot more output now for himself. And you are getting room for Palos to, again,
Zorain.
finish up the armlet already, although...
Yeah, Zorain's definitely dead here. There's no real chance of survival. With the Maledict applied, he is just going to slowly tick away. But Bosku, he needs to find him. Zorain? No, he's gone anyway. Doesn't really matter. It's kind of the thing as well, right? You can hide in the tree line as the Treant, but, Voodoo Festration is just unlimited range apparently, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. It's a very fun spell. Yeah, can you imagine if somehow he had a way to widen it outside of, Bloodstone? He had something like Necrophos, and his facet...
Yeah.
To widen the range every
Why
kill?
not?
Oh, wouldn't that be beautiful? Exactly. The full screen. Just green. The screen is green.
It is. And if it rhymes, they should do. I think so. But how are they going to nerf this hero? At the very least, the AoE has to be, has to go down. It's just so dumb how big that range is.
Yeah. It's a little bit much with how big it is.
A little bit?
Yeah, we'll see. I'm down playing it just a bit, as a Witch Doctor player, right? Let me have my fun.
Jing.
To be fair, I've always found it fun.
Avalanche going to be there. Young PH still looking for a chase, but will be out of range. They can look towards the top tier 1 tower. Yoe's going to start with the March of the Machine spam. However, they'll pop Stampede from Hor.
Huh.
Not 100% sure for what. Hor's now in a bit of danger because Jing's chasing him down. Avalanche is up in 1. Jing won't bother though because Yoe does back his way up. And in the meantime, Palos is finding a lot of farm on the CK. Like, he's now very close to having the full Orchid up. He just needs the cornucopia. And again, once that Orchid is available, like, Palos will just completely melt face. It is a very painful time against the CK.
Yeah, there's no counteraction just yet. No saves on the supports, of course. No BKBs up yet. Kish is trying to farm into that point. You do have the Yules being formed here at Freedom PH. You are going for a smoke play out. Palos is the one standing forward. They have vision here.
Well, Cuckoo, he's going to start on Zorain. Overgrowth will be committed to try and stop the Death Ward. Melodic was already applied, and Cuckoo, well, he'll need to run because now the cavalry is here, but they actually missed the slow. Hor doesn't jump in either with the blink, so Cuckoo actually makes it out. And he had really no right surviving that.
Yeah, they missed the mark. That's the smoke going to be wasted fully on the side of Yangon unless they find Cuckoo, but this isn't really the target you want to go for. This is a lot of room out for Kish to clear out these stacks. Did already pop the battle trance, but slowly but surely, well, I'm not going to be able to fully clear it out safely here.
He's not out of danger yet. Cuckoo still wants him, but it seems like he will have the help sticking around him, so Zorain maybe baiting Cuckoo. Finally, they will get the Witch stocked up. And they'll smoke up again. Through the twin gates they'll go, they'll try to find Yoe. But Yoe has already TP'd mid.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's some space being made by Cuckoo as well, just to, again, allow Palos the safety net. He does have that full Orchid up. You are starting to gun down this top. PH can just look for the Edict play in the fog, and he will.
Not going to be able to finish him though. Zorain is okay. Meanwhile, top lane, they are starting a fight. They've already found Cox here on the Timbersaw, so Cox will go down, but Yoe can now get to work as Cuckoo, looking to take down the Centaur, does get Hor. Young PH also dying to Cuckoo on the Witch Doctor, as now they find the Dark Willow. That's going to be another. She'll try for the deny, but it will not work out. Skill lay will drop. And things are just getting from bad to worse now for YGs. They've lost 3 targets. They might even lose a 4th because Yoe and Jing are going to find Zorain. And Yoe, he's got the axe. Here we go.
Yep.
The Shrink Ray is now available.
Yeah, the beautiful, beautiful Ags. I think the one big thing you do lose on Tinker is, like, again, you can't refresh items, so you can't just blink around, but you still have the safety net in Defense Matrix warping you, so you can actually afford to be more aggressive. Kish, just using the Battle Grants every single time to accelerate farm, is inching into that BKB. So again, this Troll Warlord should start to feel a little bit more confident in these fights once you have that protection up. TNC on their own timings are going to be a little bit slower on the BKB, going for more, intermediate items in the first place, but it's not holding Palos back. Not able to really play aggressively yet with that blink either. Outside of that movement on Cuckoo. They need to find higher value targets here on Yangon. Again, they've done a great job of clearing out tier 1s. They still hold on to their mid and top. But it does feel like as this game scales on, you're going into late game scenarios up against a CK and a Tinker. And the Tinker is the big wild card factor as to how much it can do in the middle.
Oh my god. That's your mid Leshrac just disappearing to an avalanche toss with some whirling deaths out from Cox. That's a concerning sign, John. Like that was not a hard kill.
No. You don't have that much HP on Lesh just yet. At least not until this full Bloodstone's up. Doesn't have enough to really tank through up front.
Oh no, skill
Jing?
He does not see Jing. Or the skill lay does not get noticed yet, but now they are in trouble. Chase is on. Cox eventually going to find skill lay. He'll try for a TP play out, but it's not enough. Cox has got plenty of damage available. 7k advantage, John.
Yeah. And it's just set to go get worse. Mid-tier 1 about to fall. They do tip Kish for whatever reason, as they are starting to make a move onto Palos.
Yeah, Palos, caught with his pants down up the top lane, does get caught out and does die. That's a massive one for YG, as now they'll look towards Cox. He will chain his way out, but Cuckoo cannot. Cuckoo in trouble as Jing will pop the big avalanche, and now Cox! Oh, that's a lot of damage. The laser will fly through. Kish, he will be able to at least find Cuckoo, but now he needs to run. The chase is on, the BKB just about to wear off. Cox right behind him. Jing's gonna find the tree and protect her, but Cox, he wants the big fella. He wants Kish, and he's got him. Kish is down. My goodness, Cox just
Zorain?
doing too much on the Timber as Zorain plants a tree. Cox will barely miss out on the kill here for the Trinas. They will actually terrorize. Young PH now showing up, but this is the start. Still Curse Crown will allow, but Yoez here. Be careful, Young PH. This is not the safest kill. Jing. Get your stop. Yoez still sticking around. Feeling like he might need to back out, does do so. They'll take Jing's life. It still feels like very desperate times here for YG. It's still a 7k advantage TNC's way. And I'll tell you, like, that's with Palos dying alone. If Palos was alive for that fight, I think it would have been completely different. With Palos maybe learning the hard way not to try and go for solo pickoffs anymore. Not before you have the BKB up.
Yeah, certainly not quite necessary here for his CK. Just kind of needs to sit back, farm, utilize the space. Yarson can hit critical mass now on the side of TNC and be able to take their Tormentor out as well. See who gets the nice freebie shard here. I mean, the output from this Timbersaw with a Twisted Chakram facet, it's kind of insane that he gets a free secondary Chakram at level 6. No other way to do it. Sure, it kind of spins around, but the output from just getting slashed by that is humongous. So you have to respect it. And we are seeing the effect of that. That's Cox without his full defensive capabilities as well. Eternal Shroud yet to fly out into the Yules. So he's going to be even harder to pin down in the middle of these engagements. For the side of Yangon, we are starting to see some shining moments, right? That Kish, Young PH, his farm is inching into that Bloodstone. He's going to have a lot more HP to play with. He's going to have some spell lifesteal that can sustain true in the middle of these fights. And again, Kish is starting to be that big hero just with a BKB if they can find these fights. It's still a concern how much this troll can be kited once the BKB fades down though. TNC off with a smoke play here as Tree. See if they can find a good hunt here.
I mean, if they can find a good fight, like they can go right into the Roshan pit. They're going for, or they're going to find Zorain. It's not the biggest kill. They'll take it. Top lane, however, they could go for an even bigger fight if they do wish. There are 3 heroes here from YG. It's like, Yoet, he'll just clear out the creep wave. He'll head back towards the fountain. It does not seem like YG want to even try for that Tinker attempt. And you are at the stage now where the Tinker is top of the net worth. Surprise, surprise. Somebody told me March of the Machines was not that busted, and because rockets are gone, Tinker's not a thing. I concur, Jonathan. I concur heavily.
It's not a thing? You're saying this Tinker is
No, I'm
not doing
concurring
work?
that idea, Jonathan. I think the Tinker is certainly a thing.
Oh, yeah. It's... I mean, think about it. Like, he already, without any big int items, just the Ags plus 2 nulls. Right? He already has 108 int. That's about 32% cooldown reduction on your items. He's gonna eventually hit that max of 60. So you're still gonna have ridiculous blink timings anyway, with an arcane blink that you normally tend to build, as he will dig into the Roshan now. I mean, sure, look, Palos' Yao's scoreline is not impressive, right? 007. He's been there to assist, but just the fact that he's pumping out all of this free AoE damage with safety nets in defense matrix, with safe range for the laser, the mischance alone is ruining Kish every time he doesn't have BKB, and earlier on when he didn't. Like, it makes it... It's not as, like, outright terrifying. You know, it's not like the old stompy smurfing Tinkers in your matches, but it's still annoying. It's still very annoying to play.
This is more like a Dota 1 Tinker. Like, they just... Like, they never let you push. It's just infinite March spam. Yeah, they don't have rockets. Who cares? They can be the most annoying heroes now in the game. Just spam march the whole game. Like that's all Yo has done. That's literally all he's doing. Just trying.
He's lasered a couple of times.
Yeah, he's thrown a few lasers out. Props to him. Triangle's gone again. Back to the fountain. Back to the top
sounds
lane.
so disgusted.
I am disgusted, Jonathan. You have no idea. Look at him. Just why
He's
are we
back,
not
Mikey.
Let's look at the Tink. Why not? This is high tier gameplay. All he's doing is fun.
You know, at the least, Mikey, we don't have a motivate trust like team with Jackie on Arc Warden up against a Tinker of Yoe. No, we're not dealing with that in these qualifiers at the very least. Not yet, Mikey.
That could be tomorrow. Let's not get too confident, John. Don't give him any ideas. Jackie might be watching this matchup. Shout out to Jackie if he is watching. I'm sure he is. We love you, Jackie.
Why would he be watching us, Mike? What do you mean?
Well, I mean, you know, Jackie likes me, Jonathan, right? I don't know about you, but he told me he liked my casting once upon a time.
Yeah, that's true. I was there. He did specifically say you.
Yeah. He was the only player that actually said, I like this guy. It's the left track. Gets caught out. Bloodstone already popped. Problem is he didn't pop the Pulse Nova, so it looks like Young PH is as good as dead.
That's one kill for Yoe. The laser cleans up.
Yeah.
And the Arcane Blink isn't too far off. This is when the Tinker really just gets so obnoxious again. And he can't refresh items, but that cooldown, man, it's almost like he doesn't need it.
Why? What is this level 25 talent? Rearm grants 50% bonus magic resist. Why?
Yeah. Why not?
4 goes down now. 4 dies here to Jing, apparently. Don't get it wrong, by the way. Yoe did not help. He's just here to farm the creep wave. But we'll be right back out just a moment.
No credit whatsoever.
Blink. And Jing now has a 3.5 second blink. So you went from being able to rearm it to now just not having to ever. And it's 3.5 seconds anyway.
Yeah. Isn't it great?
Oh, good. So he presses one less button and he's less vulnerable. All he has to do is position himself better. That's all you're saying.
Exactly.
Top lane.
Exactly. Oh.
Yes, John. Go on. Finish your point.
See, this is what I'm saying. How do you kill the Tinker when he rearms Defense Matrix, you blow up Defense Matrix, guess what? He rearms, he has Defense Matrix, another strongest spell, he gets to just blink all over the place, he'll have his blink eventually back off cooldown, he has a 50% cooldown BKB, which isn't as impressive, mind you, as Refresh, but again, on Arcane Blink, it's pretty much the same. This hero is, again, it's just a changed playstyle.
But I got told on Twitter and Facebook that apparently the rockets disappeared, John, so Tinker's not a hero anymore.
Oh.
That's what I got told.
That's true. I guess Yo's not playing a hero, he's playing Farm Simulator. There is a point here. To be fair, I feel like if you removed Yo from this equation, I don't know if this game changes that much. Well, let's also be a little bit frank. He's 108.
Skill 8, lost over half his, like literally 3/4 of his HP gone to one laser, and he's down.
Jesus Christ.
You say it wouldn't be different, John, but the thing is, he's not allowing any lane to push out. And this is where I think the Tinker's the most busted with March of the Machine. Like, people said this wasn't a problem. There is not one lane that will push out now. Never. Look at the lanes.
You know, I think it's prime time for Nyx players to feast again. Is Zalrain?
Please bring him out. Zalrain in trouble. He's dead. No chance of survival there. They've got a nice split up. They might be able to take down Cox, but he'll get the Yules off. Meanwhile, Cuckoo still surviving, walking away, finally goes down. Terrorize. It lands on Cox. They'll find a second. They'll take the Timber down. So a nice team fight now for YG. Mind you, though, John, they do lose both their supports and they do buy back on skill lane. So you do have those big committals, but the gold chain certainly goes the way of the Radiant.
It's an important set of kills for Yangon now to find just to keep themselves in the game. They are hanging on to that last outer tower very nicely here as well. The unfortunate thing is it doesn't feel like they can really utilize this for much. They can't push on to tier 2. Maybe you can get some forward wards here for the side of Yangon to have more control.
He got a psychic headband, John. He gets plus 15% intelligence as well. So now the blink's down to 2.8 seconds. Well, how much lower can it go? He's buying an 8th lens, well that's good.
Isn't this beautiful? Ice Frog's finest, Mike.
he's
You love
he's
to see
half
it,
the
don't
whole
you?
map. The whole map's been
Yeah.
Like Cuckoo's trying to hit some creeps. Yoa says, no, sir, that'll be mine. Thank you.
Yeah.
See you later.
Surprisingly, Palace is still getting more CS. I think Yoa, you're lagging a little bit behind there, buddy. You need to take that farm away from your CK, sir.
Smoke up. Mid lane. Yoa might pay for his team here. Young PH is going to see him. The question is, can you actually kill him? The March of the Machines is there. Jing, he'll get the avalanche off. They found the Leshrac. He's got help by him, but can they keep him alive? It's looking okay for now. The Bloodstone will heal him up as Cuckoo, dropping very low, gets into the Voodoo Switcheroo. Meanwhile, this Leshrac slowly but surely dropping down. They've got him locked up. And Palos will take him out. Notice how they couldn't fight. Because there's like 3 March of the Machines going there.
Hell yeah. Look at that. Whoa. March of the Machines. You've got, Voodoo Restoration as well. You just don't want to be there. It's like a toxic swamp in Dark Souls, Mike. I know you'll understand that, isn't it? Right?
What's that place called? What's the map? Everyone knows it too. It's the
I
worst
don't even
map.
know.
The toxic map. The one you
Yeah.
get poisoned and toxic
Yeah.
every 2 seconds. What's it called? How can I forget it?
I don't know, Mikey.
Anyway,
But
Blight
it's-
Town.
that's
It's Blight
basically-
Town.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
Blight Town. That's
It-
what it is.
It really is. In such wide radiuses. It just feels obnoxious to play into. Like, you cannot even fault Yangon for not wanting to deal with any of this. Because how do you deal with it? You've got to be able to instantly lock down his Tinker. Hope that you can chain stun him through the defense matrix popping the first time. Right? That's the big one. He gets a strong dispel. He gets blinked into a random direction. You have to instantly jump him again. And it just doesn't... They haven't even tried. Like, 0 deaths on Yoa. Right, so he gets to just tickle away with the March of the Machines, spam his laser from a million miles away with a Psychic Headband. And he's feasting right now.
Good lane. D3 mid tower now under siege. Yoa starting with the spam. It makes it really impossible to defend. Like, how are you going to defend when there's this many March of the Machines being used? Like, what are you going to do? Look at this. That's it. Tier 3 tower gone.
Yeah.
I mean, I know young PH is
answer.
dead, but what's the answer? Kish?
The answer is nothing.
Kish will just die at the top lane. That's the answer, apparently. BKB pop, TP away. They get the Melody, they'll get the Voodoo Switcheroo, but that's not going to be it. If Cuckoo used the actual Death Ward instead of Voodoo Switcheroo, I think he might have actually had that.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
It's
all
very well been killed, but yeah, they just waste some time. They're cutting off farm space for Kish to try to grow bigger. I mean, our troll has been doing pretty good with what he can, right? Like, he's gotten enough space out. He's got the refresh, double BKB, double battle trance into a nullifier. As they
Young
catch
PH can't really afford to die like this, but Young PH in a bit of danger. Still trying to survive, does get the Yules off in time. Meanwhile, Battle Trance was popped here, but he's just getting constantly Yule starved. Kish just can't get anything off. He'll refresh now with the refresh orb he does have. They'll take down Palos. They've got the CK down, but can they get the rest of them? They'll chase him up. Yoa, he's the big target. Skillay is going to find him here on the Tinker, but he'll still be able to blink away. As now Cuckoo trying to run, gets the switcheroo off. Will still be okay as Skillay might just drop and does. Kish still trying to chase him down, but Jing now with the avalanche toss combination will toss him away. So they got Palos at the least. They get a great fight for themselves. And that's going to be about it. It's not. Yoa's not done. Yoa's going in on his own. Here we go. I love Tinkerjon. Look at this. How great is this hero? How great is this hero, Yoa? He'll find another. Avalanche toss up on a young PH. Don't worry, John, there's no rockets. There's no rocket spam here. Young PH. Still chasing. Onto the tiny they go. Jing will survive. The laser's out. Kish forced to pop battle trance just to try and survive, but he's going to miss everything. The laser wouldn't allow it to hit, but he's run out of mana. Yoa can't keep going, but you've got Cox. Cox will take care of it. Tips out for Palos.
Just like that. Because he's the only casualty, of course. He's got to get it to hips there. Boss Cuckoo That's his own way of head nudging, of course. I'm sure there's going to be some head slaps later on, as is tradition. As the high ground siege continues for the side of TNC. I love that Yo is going for the Octarine as well, although he switches for the Lincolns. Tries to play smarter here, get some defense going for himself. And YG, again, it doesn't feel like their options are great. They get this good isolation on Palas, it's just not enough. Like, the damage is still there with Kuku around and Maldic. The damage is still there with Cox and Yoe. It doesn't feel like taking care of the CK is enough at all.
Nope. Certainly not. Not
Oh,
for
look at
now.
this. Yoe is going for a nice little Kanda. That's something we've all forgotten for a Tinker.
Kanda.
Ain't that nice?
Oh, why not? Yeah. That's great.
Oh. Sounds juicy. Oh, and cooldown reduction, Mike. That's going to be down to, what, 3
What?
seconds every Kanda? Yeah.
Oh, it works on
Because he has item cooldown.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Right? Isn't that great? Wow.
This isn't right. Dude. This is actually just wrong. And I knew it. I knew it as soon as I saw the changes. They were like, they told me Tinker was garbage. I'm like, no, it's not. Reddit's crying for now. They'll find out soon. Don't worry. You watch, John. TI-13's a Tinker patch. Mark my words. Roshan's on.
When are we getting shaker matches, Mike?
Ah, he'll be back soon. Don't
No.
worry. He's going to be back anytime now.
Hopefully. As you said, Roshan being taken, that does have a banner. Unfortunately, I don't see them reaching high ground anytime soon here on the side of Yangon, but the secondary life will be a big boon to Kish. He still needs so much more farm. He's trying to go into a Nullifier and Mjolnir. He's been working onto that Nullifier since he finished the refresh. Is making some small progress towards it. But they've got 2 Raxes down. They've got 2 lanes constantly shoving in. It feels impossible to even hope to go onto any objective with the threat of Yoa just spamming all of his stuff around. The threat of the March just clearing out your waves. Not great. At least Zalrain does manage to bail out this time around, so no freebies for the side of TNC.
Look, there's
Trying
no
to see what
lanes.
else helps him here.
There's no lanes being
There
forced
isn't?
out. They're like, YG have no map space. None of their lanes can be forced out. This is the thing. Like, if you've ever watched a BSJ video, John, he tells you just push out lanes and you'll win the game. You know? Like, this is literally it, though. This is it. Just push out the lanes over and over
Look,
again.
it's even worse, Mike. It's even worse. 2.4 second phylactery.
Oh,
See what
good.
the con is there, but 2.4 seconds.
Good.
Ain't that nice?
Very nice. So now every 2.4 seconds, your laser suddenly does 540 damage, which is fantastic. I mean, 530. My math was a little bit off. That's fantastic.
Sounds right to me. Sounds nice. Seems good.
Here we go. Top. Kish. Careful, sir. Kish, pop the BKB. Pop the BKB, Kish. He'll lose the Aegis. Okay. Kish, pop the BKB. Run. Get out of there. TP out. Alright. We're good.
We were asking this question when the game came in. You know, Yangon 2-0 TNC in the first open qualifiers. What would the Peacemaker do? He's bringing peace eventually, Mike.
Peace
Looks like
is being
Kuku is
had.
here to bring peace.
Not with me, he's not, John. He started a war with me over this draft. DNC, onto the high ground they'll go. One lane of barracks is left standing down in the bottom lane, but they won't care for that. They want young PH's life. They'll toss him right back into the loving arms of Yoe. You do have Hor trying to help out, but he's found nobody with his stun. Everybody will just casually walk out, and now they'll jump right back in. The bouncing lasers are out already. They try to chase down Yoe, but there's no hope in hell of finding this Tinker. He'll survive all the way. As meanwhile, Palos just taking everybody else on. No care in the world. Kish, he's popped his battle trance to try to fight back, but who are you even fighting? He's still going, still chasing down Palos, but the Avalanche is out to lock him down, and Kish is dead. So is Zorain. No buyback. It's time to call. This game's over.
Oh yeah, they call it. It's just way too much. This drafting from the side of TNC, going straight for the Witch Doctor, building up the strong lanes. Witch Doctor CK just Witch Doctor Chaos